Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Tuesday, May 2nd. Seeing some continued warm weather and flooding impacts. This is a picture of Rapid Creek showing ongoing flooding and income that's impacting roadways and homes. We're continuing to see some widespread river flooding concerns, especially as you head outside of the Snake Plain. And with that, we're going to continue to see some chances for some showers, afternoon thunderstorms over the next couple days, with the next more major system arriving for Thursday into Friday with widespread rain and mountain snow. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today: warm and dry conditions will continue through Wednesday, outside of just a slight chance for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Again, we're seeing increased snowmelt and runoff, and that's leading to sheet and river flooding impacts across large portions of southeast Idaho. Our next system will arrive for Thursday into Friday. We're looking at a widespread mix of rain and high elevation snow, colder temperatures, and some breezy to locally gusty winds. And with that temperatures on the cooler trend, the rain on snow will lead to increased flooding. We're looking at about a quarter, 3/4, maybe about an inch to an inch and a half on the higher end when it comes to rainfall, so that will exacerbate the flooding concerns in our area. Temperatures will return to at or below normal levels starting Friday, as we have our active weather pattern continuing into early next week. That means afternoon highs back in the 40s, 50s in the mountains, 50s and 60s across the Snake Plain. View of satellite this morning, you can see this area low pressure that's currently off the California coast. This is bringing clouds up into our area out of our southeast, working northwest throughout the day. And overall, we're just going to keep on some afternoon thunderstorms, generally further north and east that you go. But outside of that, it should be fairly quiet weather today. Just looking at some breezy to locally gusty winds in portions of the South Hills and lower Magic Valley. And bigger picture, so you can see that system there. It's going to be working just further south over the next couple days. High pressure ridge, keeping that in control. But we got some stronger flow, especially at 500 millibars here. It's going to be working through over the next couple days, and that will force this system up into our area. Again, kind of making that U shape up into this area. And that will be leading to some widespread chances for precipitation, as that system is a very slow mover as it treks through Idaho over the next couple days for Thursday and Friday. Weather scout for your next 5 days. Main concerns, at least today and tomorrow, will center around continued flooding concerns, slight chances for thunderstorms and breezy winds, especially in the Magic Valley and South Hills, with attention turning to Thursday and Friday. We're looking at rain, definite thunderstorms, breezy to locally gusty winds, and heaviest precipitation will work in later part of Thursday into Friday, with chances for rain, breezy winds, and thunderstorms continuing through the weekend. Watches, warnings, and advisories in effect. So again, we got lots of hydro products going on, advisories, warnings, and flood watches. And I'll be taking you through the current flood warnings that we have out this morning. Antelope Creek at Darlington. So right now it's going to seeing action stage up there. So you head further west of Arco. So seeing continued action flooding impacts there. So you head over into Hailey, considering to see the minor flooding impacts up to about 5.5 feet. And we are seeing pictures, from local emergency management of that inundating nearby homes and whatnot. So we are seeing the minor flooding impacts, and again, could be staying about that minor for at least the next couple of days. Littlewood River above High Five Creek, so again, well into minor flood stage up there. Currently about 6.5 feet there. Still seeing those diurnal daily fluctuations, but certainly something to keep in mind up there. Portneuf River, Pocatello. Today we will be breaking into moderate flood stage. That's going to be about 10 feet, or roughly about 1,200 to 1,300 CFS. And that will be putting the historical crest. That'll be the 4th highest crest at this gauge once we get up through that today. Currently it's the 6th highest, and by the end of today, it'll be the 4th highest. So again, we're keeping the track on at or below major flood stage for the later part of this week into the weekend. And again, right about that cusp, we're still seeing exactly how much rain we're going to be getting out of the system, but we could be talking levels not seen for, at least past 15 to 20 years in Pocatello. And again, looking at historical crest, not since the 80s. So certainly some pretty anomalous flooding. It looks like one of the top 3 years in at least the last 40 to 50 years in Pocatello. So certainly keeping an eye on that, as well as Rapid Creek out in Income, creating some flooding concerns with very warm temperatures, leading to that increased snowmelt. Portneuf River at Topaz has stayed fairly consistent over the last couple days, still seeing those moderate impacts, generally about 4 feet, producing about 600 to 800 CFS. Bear River at Idaho-Utah state lines, as you head further southwest into Franklin County, see a sharp uptick. So, we stayed fairly stagnant throughout the day, but those warmer temperatures did cause the area to rise. So that's up to about 16 to 17 feet, bringing about 3,500 CFS to the area. And this is even exceeding the River Forecast Center's forecast, which is almost a foot below that. So certainly something to keep in mind down there as that river continues to rise over the coming days. With warmer temperatures, rain, we're going to have at least a little bit of cool down. But again, those warmer temperatures, rain, and even with that, it's going to keep those rivers on the rise through the remainder of the week. Willow Creek below Tex Creek, so this is just above the Ryrie Reservoir. Again, this is a dam-controlled area. This is what's flowing into the reservoir, but it's starting to see that already at action stage, and that has been on the slow and steady uptick over the last couple days, and expecting that to continue through the later part of this week. Take a look at Upper Snake and Bear River storage systems right now. So you can see lots of water flowing through the Snake, especially as we, dealing with lots of reservoirs, especially in the Snake River, trying to allocate some of that water through the area, especially in American Falls, putting out 6,000 CFS right now. So certainly trying to move that water around. And as you head out into the Bear River storage system as well, still seeing those upticks on all major reservoirs as we continue to see that snow melt reach into the reservoir system. High temperatures and wind gusts for today. So after yesterday, we did set some high temperature records up at Idaho Falls and Chalice. But outside of that, temperatures will be on the cooler side today. Going to have some increased clouds as that high pressure ridge shifts to the east. Overall, afternoon highs will be in the 60s, 70s, some potential low 80s in the Magic Valley, with gusts about 20 to 35 miles an hour, locally higher, closer to about 45 to 50 as you head south of the Magic Valley. Severe weather outlook for today, so we're just looking at a chance for some general thunderstorms across portions of the northern central mountains, eastern highlands, and upper Snake Plain. It includes places like Idaho Falls, Island Park, Stanley, Chalice, again up towards the Salmon area as well. High temperatures and wind gusts for your Wednesday, so fairly similar to what we saw today. You see temperatures in the 60s, 70s, maybe some low 80s. Outside of that, winds look to be slightly less, again, slightly less as far as about 20 to 35 miles an hour. Outlook for your Wednesday, so we're keeping with at least just a chance for some thunderstorms across portions of the central mountains, and then we'll continue as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, looking more widespread, especially in the mountains. High temperatures and wind gusts for Thursday, so we're going to start to see that precipitation work in throughout the day. Again, heaviest is going to arrive that Thursday night into Friday time frame as that system works over our area. We're looking at afternoon highs on Thursday, 50s, 60s, low 70s, with wind gusts about 20 to 35 miles an hour. Outlook on Thursday. You might notice something here. Everyone's going to be in on some thunderstorms. This is looking like a guarantee. We'll have that moist, unstable air mass working in, competing with that drier air. Plenty of sunshine early in the day will lead to some enhanced thunderstorms. We're looking at heavy precipitation, gusty winds, hail, whole 9 yards with some of these systems as it comes through. It's going to be a very moist system, so we're keeping an eye on that for Thursday with that chance for some thunderstorms across the entirety of southern Idaho. High temperatures and wind gusts for your Friday, so noticeably cooler. Back high temperatures in the 40s and 50s. You're going to struggle to see 60 degrees on Friday as you get some strong southwesterly winds, especially as you get further south and east, up to about 30 to 45 miles an hour. And here's a preliminary look at that rainfall, QPF, and snow amounts. So this is looking at Thursday and Friday. You can see a widespread 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. Again, the higher end of that will be closer to about 3/4 to maybe 1.5 inches, depending on where we can get some organized convection, organized lines of rain that'll be working through the area. And even with that, we are going to see snow levels start out at about 9,000 to 10,000 feet. Those will fall as we head, especially into Friday night, about 6,500 to 7,000 feet. So they will be conducive to some pretty decent snow smelts as you head up into the central mountains, maybe 5 to 10 inches across some of the higher elevations or on the Road River Valley, Lost River Range, Tetons area. But outside of that, shouldn't be seeing much snow at the valleys, but could see some snow accumulating up towards Galena Pass and Teton Pass. Weekend high temperatures, so ahead looking at the weekend, we're not going to see a whole lot of change, maybe just a little bit warmer as we head into the early part of next week, but overall afternoon highs, 40s, 50s, and 60s with some breezy winds each afternoon. That's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Stay safe out there.